let's start with Valentina and Mia. Just wrap them up.
Oh, sure. Yeah, real quick.
So they have their night together of passion for Valentina. For Mia, she's trying to set up her future career path. So yeah, they wake up in bed together. Valentina like runs out. But then we see she has some pep in her step. Immediately, she's like nicer to Isabella and Rocco.
Yep.
She brings Rocco back from the beach. She doesn't mind so much that Isabella and him are literally engaged and are like in front of her. And then we see Mia come back to the hotel dressed to the nines. She is now the resident piano singer.
Hotel singer. Yep.
And they agree to have like another little night together. And Mia says she's going to introduce Valentina to like her lesbian community, which is really exciting for her. Yeah. However, the Giuseppe, I think his name was, the piano player who had the fucking Molly-induced heart attack, comes back. And Valentina confirms that he's fired.
Yeah.
And Mia is the new singer. So shout out to Mia. She decided to have one little night with Valentina and that's it.
She was
got her whole job.
Real strategic with that. She didn't have to finish with that other guy.
Nope, not at all. All right, let's get into Ethan, Harper, Daphne, and Cameron.
Oh my God.
So Ethan is daydreaming about Harper and Cameron fucking.
It does, and it seems like it's been all night long. He's been like waking up thinking about it, waking up thinking. All of them in different positions all around the room. Just yeah.
Which she was gone for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes max.
Doesn't matter. He knows how this guy works.
Oh my God. So he's losing his mind. Meanwhile, on the other side of the wall, we see Daphne FaceTiming her kids, fucking hands on Gretel with their blonde hair, Nordic blonde hair.
FaceTiming Lawrence's kids.
Straight up. Now, at breakfast, Ethan and Harper are dead silent. Harper got her glasses on. She's done. Meanwhile, Cameron and Daphne are like, no care in the world. They're just having some casual gossip about some guy back home. And Cameron says some stupid shit about if you succeed, you know, you just make the sad losers in the world feel bad about themselves.
What a projection. You feel terrible sitting next to Ethan.
Right. You have to boast and big yourself up because you feel teeny tiny next to this billionaire sitting next to you. So Harper just looks at him and says, "You're an idiot."
Yeah. She can't even help that. Yeah. She says, last day, we're flying out tomorrow. I fucking hate you.
I hate you.
Yeah.
And they just sit there in silence, like no one even says anything. Now, back in the hotel room, Ethan just goes off on her. You fucked him. I know you fucked him. You're not lying. Well, I can tell you're lying. You called him an idiot at breakfast. What was that about? And the door was latched. Why was the door latched? Which that is the question.
It sure is. It sure is. Because why was that condom on that couch? Same question. They're doing the same thing to each other.
Yeah,
she knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, that is true. So he goes off about how the condom wasn't his. He told her the truth. He still thinks she's lying, even though she keeps saying up and down, nothing happened. Then she finally admits the truth. She says they came back to the room. It was Cameron's idea. He latched the door. Wait, that's why the door was latched.
In between each sentence that you're saying right now, she's saying she's drunk.
Yes, she does repeat many times that she was drunk. He said, let's go back to the room. He latched the door.
He touched my leg last night. Girl, why'd you have to include that? Why was that in that story? Oh my God.
And he kissed me.
Yep.
But she's like, it was nothing. It was like 2 seconds. Like it really was absolutely nothing. And Ethan's just stuck on, so you didn't come up for the hat.
Yeah.
So you did lie to me.
You did lie. Yep. Which Ethan at this point has not told her that he kissed Mia. Or Mia kissed him, excuse me.
No, he told her. He
he did.
One of the girls could try to kiss him.
Okay.
And same thing. It was nothing. It was nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay.
And she's like, the real problem, Ethan, is you're not attracted to me.
Yeah.
We're on vacation. You're watching porn.
Yeah.
Like, all of this aside, can we talk about what the hell's going on between us, which is nothing? You know what I mean? Like, that's the obvious elephant in the room that he refuses to acknowledge. Like, that's an issue. So he's still in a huff that she's lying, you know, can't believe her. But regardless, now he's on a rampage around the hotel looking for Cameron because Cameron tried to fuck his wife.
Yep.
And that he knows to be true.
Yes. Yeah.
Whether it was a kiss, whether it was more than a kiss, either way, Cameron came for his wife. So he goes charging into the room next door. Daphne's there.
Yeah, she's like, what's up?
Yeah. You don't seem like yourself. What's going on?
Banging on the door like he's the FBI.
Yes.
Like, hey, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
I love her life.
Truly, this mindset, the freedom, the bliss.
Oh, my God.
The bliss. Oh, my God. So he finds Cameron down swimming in the ocean, charges into the ocean.
Yes.
Cameron is still gaslighting him like, you're crazy. What do you mean I tried to do anything with you? What?
Oh, my God.
And Ethan nearly drowns Cameron.
He did pretty good.
He did really good. And I get it. Like, college is one thing, stealing my girl, whatever. This is my wife.
And I don't know you like that, for real.
I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
And you have no respect and no boundaries for anything.
Yeah.
We're not in college. I'm married.
And you might play like that with your wife, clearly.
Right. Clearly.
But I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. So a stranger ultimately breaks them up, but Ethan gets in one good punch.
Good uppercut. Ooh.
Solid. I'm so proud of him.
Me too. And he was at that wet white t-shirt. I said, ooh, Ethan looking kind of...
Right.
Toxic, Justine. I was like,
aggressive, but cute. Oh, God. So later, Ethan is walking down the beach and Daphne's out sunbathing. She calls him over and she's like, what's up? You just haven't been yourself all week. What's going on?
I know you just tried to kill my husband in there, but I wasn't paying attention.
Right. So he shares with her that he thinks something happened between Cameron and Harper. And Daphne, you can just see her move through several emotions all in like a 5-second span. First, she looks surprised. Then she looks almost numb. Like you just see it settle into her and she just kind of like numbs it out.
Yeah.
And then she very quickly gets back to her usual kind of cheery self.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think you have anything to worry about. We never truly know what's going on with people. People are a mystery.
Yeah.
You don't have to know everything about someone to love them. She's like, mystery can even be a little sexy.
Yeah.
And I even surprise myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And then she repeats to him, you just have to do whatever you have to do to not feel like a victim of life.
Yeah.
That is her mantra. That is her.
Oh,
she lives life according to that.
And she almost puts herself above other people for that too. Because she's never a
like,
victim?
Yeah, and she's like in on the secret. Like, life is tough, guys.
Yeah.
No shit. But are we just going to cower down and get fucking drop kicked every day by life? Yeah. Or am I going to choose to just think about it differently?
And life for her is her husband. And her husband is drop kicking everyone on this vacation.
God. It's not even just how he treats her, but on this vacation, like how he's just embarrassing.
Lucia, Mia, everybody. Yeah.
But she just chooses not to see those things, or she sees them, but is like, I'm going to swindle my way out of this. Like,
I'm going to get mine. Yeah.
I'm going to get mine. I'm not going to allow this to like impact me in the way that I know it could.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm in control.
Yep.
She just reminds herself of that. So then, she says this to him again, looking dead in the eye, like knowing I know what you know. We know the same things, but we can't be a victim of this.
Yeah.
Then she's like, "Oh my God, have you been to Isola Bella? It's like the little island off the coast. It looks so pretty. Let's go on a walk." And then we just see them walking off towards the island. And she keeps turning around, giving him eyes. He's following her along, and we don't know what happened.
We don't know. Yeah, again, we don't know what happened because we still don't know what happened with Harper and Cameron either.
No. Yeah. The interesting thing though with them is no one knows.
Yeah, that's a secret
over there.
Yes,
so that's part of the mystery. It's going to be this mystery or the secret between the two of them.
Yes, which Daphne likes to keep. She likes to keep all those secrets between men and herself.
And And that gives her power because she's like, you're not going to see me down and out and sad.
Yeah.
You're only going to see me happy.
Yeah.
But in my head, I know this kid is not yours. I fucked Ethan on Isola Bella. And that is what keeps her happy.
Yeah. And you're messy. Ethan knows you've tried to fuck his wife. At least tried.
At least
the
tried.
whole hotel knows that you were fucking Lucia and Mia.
Yeah.
But I literally have a side family that you pay it for.
It's crazy. And they call you daddy.
Woo!
Yikes. So fucked. Now, at dinner, clearly Ethan and Harper are like trying to be alone. These people are so sick.
So annoying. And they can't even move themselves to get out of the hotel to go to another restaurant. They just have to go downstairs.
So Daphne and Cameron just like invite themselves over to the table.
Yeah, you guys. Hi.
Last night.
Knowing that they fuck both of them. That is nuts.
They're crazy. Like Ethan and Harper, full participants in this shenanigans.
Yeah.
But they're like, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
Like these are not our kind of people. They're nuts.
Yeah. And now
hang around this.
We're different now because of this 1 week with these people.
Exactly. Love Daphne's outfit, by the way.
I know. It was great, right?
Very like Studio 54.
Yeah.
Like disco kind of. It was cute. But yeah, Cameron, big ass gash on his forehead. It's like cheersing to friendship.
Oh my God. And she's like, maybe it's like bleeding. You have to take care of it when we get home. No question of where it came from.
No.
Nope.
Not at all. Just like want to keep the blinders, the smoke and mirrors, everything is fine. It's just easier to do that.
Yeah. That's
how they see it.
It's easier for both of their games to do it.
It's easier to just ignore the reality of like the fucked up situation. Now back in their hotel, Harper asks Ethan, what's going to happen to us?
Yeah, that was sad.
1 week.
1
week.
And just
so
two people.
Yeah.
Not that much.
No.
Not that much. Yeah.
2 people. But it's like 1 week, 2 people, one of which is deranged. Fucking Cameron.
Yeah.
And Ethan is not his own man. He kind of, as I said, he handed over the ship to Cameron. Cameron just steered this whole fucking vacation. Everything happened essentially in response to Cameron coming for Ethan, touching Harper's leg.
Yeah.
Deciding to have this crazy night of Molly with the hookers. Like, and Daphne kind of responded. Yeah. By going to Noto, responded like, but everything was because Cameron was in control and steered this whole fucking ship.
Yeah.
So of course Harper's looking at Ethan like, what's gonna happen to us? Like so much has changed in our dynamic. And he just kisses her neck and then they finally have sex.
Finally. I guess this is what it took. That's really crazy.
That's crazy. Y'all could have just talked about this. Why aren't we having sex?
Definitely could have gone to couples therapy. That would have been way easier, but
so much easier.
Just need a little trauma.
Lord. That we'll get to that report later. Then Albie and Lucia. So he's having pillow talk with Lucia, talking about, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you and I'm gonna miss you. Maybe you can come to Los Angeles.
Because none of this is for her. It's all for him to make it feel like he's better than his dad and his grandpa.
Yeah. And he really thinks in his heart of hearts he's a good guy.
I know. And he'll only prove it through rescuing Lucia.
Rescuing somebody who didn't ask for no rescuing. She maybe mentioned a couple times she want to go to LA.
Yeah.
But she didn't say you need to drop $50,000 in my bank and save me.
And, well, she definitely named the price tag.
She said she owed $50,000.
I don't know if she said she owed $50,000, but she's saying that she's being chased by this guy. She orchestrated this like kind of savior victim complex for herself. And even when he's sitting down with his dad and talking about this $50,000, he says, I have to save her from whatever. I was like, you don't even know where she's from. You don't even know the name of the town. Oh my God.
But that's where he gets his power. You know, Albie feels like, he's the nice guy who finishes last. Right?
Morally superior, in some ways.
And so what's so unfortunate for his character is he just relies back on the same things that give his father and every other man that's terrible on the show their power, which is money and wealth, and just utilizing it. And that's to control women in some ways, honestly.
Yeah. I think.
Right. And that's no better than what your dad is doing, LB.
I know. Literally.
You're just nicer.
Yeah.
You're literally just nice. Like, so begs his dad for this 50,000 euros to give to Lucia.
Give. And his dad knows, right? He doesn't know that Albie doesn't know that his dad hired Lucia originally, and that's how Lucia got here. But his dad knows 50K is not her price for the week.
Right.
So he is fully aware that this son is getting swindled.
Fully. Literally calls him a mark.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. Literally. And so, the way that Albie puts it is it's a karmic payment for all the shit that you've done. And I think what's so crazy about Dom, because he literally in the next sentence calls his son a mark. Like, you're just getting played, obviously, son. He knows his son is getting played. But because Albie agrees to help him with his wife, that's the only reason why he's going to do it. Yeah. That's so selfish.
So selfish. Yeah.
He's literally still in this moment with his son about to get fucking played out and 50K of his own money going. He's only thinking about himself and his karma.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this could be, as a father, this could be some type of learning lesson for your gullible ass son on how to not get swindled by these hoes out here. But instead, he's thinking about himself and what he needs.
Yeah.
That's so great. You have your son out here looking like boo, the foo. And he don't care because of his karma. Like, that's so crazy.
And his son doesn't care where this lady is being rescued from because he also wants to be validated in his good personhood through this woman.
So pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So at dinner, Dom says he transferred the money. Albie said he already put in a good word for the mom. So already they're working with each other. And then Albie runs and tells Lucia the good news, and then they head off to the hotel to have like one last dalliance.
I know she gave him all night long because that's so above her price. So she was like, fuck, she probably felt bad.
And you do in certain moments, because all the way to the end you don't know exactly if she's playing him or not. Because you get these moments, these like very pensive moments where she looks off and she's thinking and pondering, and you don't know if she's thinking, you know, I really like this guy, or oh my God, my life's about to change, or what. But she probably is thinking all of those things, to be honest. Because Albie is nice, and she does say like he is a very nice guy, like he's so innocent. And she's used to running around with these playboys essentially. So she's probably thinking that, but also she's thinking about herself and saving herself, getting out of this fucking escort life that she's, you know, clearly this week just ran a number on her. She's tired. We see Dom later calls his wife. She answers, which the last time she answered, it was not good. So already back in her good graces, his karma is working. And then the very next morning when Lucia wakes up, she dips before Albie wakes up. And he immediately realizes he got played.
Yep.
Because I doubt he has her number.
Nothing.
I doubt he has her number. So that was Albie, Lucia, and the fam. Okay. Portia, Tanya, and the gays.
It's a long saga with these people.
Oh my God. So Tanya wakes up post crazy night of coke and Nicolo. Goes downstairs, happens upon the gays whispering.
Loudly whispering.
Like Tanya got so many signs.
Again. Yes, another one. Tanya almost dies. This is another one.
So many signs. And they're like, oh my God, what a wonderful thing to make a new friend so late in life. Like, they just lay it on thick in a very suspicious way, but she doesn't see it as that.
No, because they're rich, so she trusts them.
That's all exactly. That's literally it.
Never mind, he was fucking his nephew yesterday.
Never mind that she saw her own two eyes. This is now 2-3 nights later, and she's still here with this dude, knowing full and well that he is not that man's uncle. But anyways, they're rich, and so they understand her or whatever. So they're all all the different guests are saying bye to her because they are leaving the villa. They're going to drop her. They're going to head on a yacht and drop her back in Taormina. Meanwhile, Portia wakes up fully clothed on top of the covers, eyes wide open. Hasn't slept a wink. Jack is like knocked out beside her. She can't find her phone anywhere. Charger plugged into the wall, no phone on the string. Now she's suspicious. She's been suspicious all night, but now it's like, my phone was definitely here. Like, what, you can't tell me it wasn't there. Where the fuck is my phone? But trying to play it safe because she still don't know this guy, and she's in this hotel room by herself with him. Now Tanya, back at the villa, goes snooping again, looks again at the blatant picture of Greg. Like, this is Greg screaming at you in this photo. In this cowboy hat from the story. That Quentin told you earlier. Yes. That he would do anything for love. He would do anything for that cowboy. So Quentin makes up some whole lie about some guy named Steve. Whatever. And she's like, oh my God, he just looks so much like Greg.
It looks so much like Greg. That's crazy.
It's crazy. The resemblance is uncanny.
What time is the boat?
Tanya, your husband is in the photo and you know that's him. Like, how does she convince herself that's not him?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh. So one of the gays says bye to her and he's crying. I don't know if that's his guilty conscience.
Sure is.
She's about to get murdered.
Sure is. And he was a part of it.
He was a part of the whole thing. Now, Portia, meanwhile, she's still wondering where her phone is. She learns from Jack, who she has no control over her day, right? Jack is just like, we're going here, we're going there. Learns from Jack that Tanya is already on a yacht back to Taormina. And she's like, so how the hell am I getting back? He's like, oh, I'm going to drive you back.
Drive you.
So I didn't get any say in the matter. My stuff is at the, like, I want to go with my boss. The fuck? So strange. Now, Portia is able to swipe Jack's phone, calls Tanya, and tells her about how her phone is missing and things feel off. Finally, Tanya tells Portia in so many words that Jack was fucking his uncle. She's like, I just didn't have the heart to tell you.
Because only Portia is a victim of this type of foolish setup crime. Tanya couldn't possibly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't possibly be her. It has to be Portia because she has no money and she's just so sorry and she stole her meds. And so now it must be Portia.
Oh my God. When the other person in the room doing the fucking was Quentin, your homeboy, your bestie,
the one who's
yacht with you,
telling you everything. Nobody else is telling you any instructions but him. Oh my God. She's so crazy.
So she tells that to Portia. Portia's like, I just feel like something bad is happening. She talks about how Jack got drunk, was talking about how Quentin has no money, how he is coming into some new money soon. And finally, Tanya puts 2 and 2 together and shares about the photo of Greg that she fully saw. How Greg insisted on coming to Sicily, although he claimed he didn't know anybody here. And then brings up their prenup. How if they get divorced, he gets nothing. But if she dies, different story. Of course, Jack comes back, grabs the phone from Portia. So if it wasn't obvious that something's really up, like, it definitely hits now. Like, why are you like so suspicious about me being on the phone? Portia finally confronts Jack. Where's my phone? Quentin is not your uncle. You are fucking him. Like, am I getting kidnapped? Like, what the fuck is actually going on? Keep in mind, she's still dumb. She's in the car with him.
She's still got in the car. Like,
in the car. Like, the child lock could be on. Like, you could be going nowhere, my friend. In the car, now confronting him. Nobody to witness this. So she's like, look, I'll take a cab. Just let me take a cab back. He says, let me just do my job. So now she's a job.
Yeah. And he's going in between lies and the truth the whole time. He's like, oh, my uncle said this, and now I have to do my job. Like, it's just...
And you see his I think part of that is like his conscience too.
Conscience, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these are two like foolish, nice enough ladies.
Yeah.
And Greg is clearly a swindling, crazy person.
Right. So I'm gonna kill this girl for what?
For
like,
what?
Why am I doing this? I'm supposed to be just like getting drunk and traveling around the world. Like, so they drive off. At one point, he stops, gets out the car, tells her, "We're not on our way to Taormina. We're actually in Catania. The airport is right there. And you see the planes flying over. If I were you, I'd get the fuck out of here. These people are dangerous. Don't be stupid." Drives off, throws her cell phone out the window. And now Portia's just like on the side of the road.
On the side of her road with her Tivas. And no phone on 2%, I'm sure.
I know. God. But that's nice. He saved her in the end.
That was nice. Yeah.
Don't go back to the hotel. Don't be dumb. Get the fuck out of here. Now, Tanya and the gays. So they're on the yacht. They get to Taormina, but they have to dock offshore. And Quentin gives this whole story how they're going to have one final dinner. Like, there's always like one final goodbye.
Yeah, this like, as she is the opera, the star of the opera.
Yes.
And so she's the star of the night.
So they're going to have one final dinner. And then Niccolo,
oh my God,
the man with the gun. That's all we remember.
Right. The sex worker with the gun.
The sex worker with the gun.
And the cocaine.
Right. How he's going to come on board, then he's going to escort her back to shore on the little dinghy. How, Tanya, how you trap yourself like this on vacation? She's on a yacht off the coast with people who are about to kill her, and they gave her so many signs along the way that they should not be trusted.
And she hasn't called Greg once.
No.
This is so crazy. So she knows something's up with Greg.
Right. She hasn't called Greg. She also hasn't heard from Greg. He's not reaching out to her. Like, what?
Oh my God.
And now you're trapped on a boat, nowhere to go, with people that are not trustworthy. Yep. How you trap yourself like she's so dumb.
I know. She's always like the victim of something, but never dumb enough to get herself killed, which is very interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. People really underestimate her because they could have killed her like night one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But they're like, whatever, she's fun and harmless. Let's just like have a night, you know? And we'll, of course, be able to kill her later. They're not expecting her to like turn this around at all.
Yeah.
Of course, she drops her phone overboard.
Of course she does. Because why wouldn't she hang over the...
She's fully... The whole phone is over the railing. Like, why, Tanya? Why?
Oh my God, she's so funny.
Oh my God, she's nuts. So she tries to plead with the captain. He speaks zero English. She speaks no Italian. Like they can't together. They can't even piece words to get like
no. Meanwhile, she's telling him the whole story again. She's another one forthcoming with a lot of info.
She tells him the whole story from A to Z. This man speaks no lick of English. All you need to tell is they are bad.
Yeah, get me out.
Get me out. Leave. Drive the boat.
Yeah, yes.
Danger and danger. Like she could figure that. You could figure it out with little sign language and some words. She's telling him the whole story. Like, so he's no help.
No. And then he talks in Italian back to her, and she's like, "Wait, I'm fucked." She's like, "Wait, what he just did to me, I just did to him."
I just did to him. Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
Oh God. So then Niccolo arrives with that same bag in tow. And they kind of finally have their little dinner. And at night, we see Tanya run off to the cabin. On the way, she takes Niccolo's bag.
Yep.
Opens the bag. There's duct tape.
Loudly sobbing as she's locking the door and
pulling out the rope and the duct tape and the box cutter and the gun and like... like literally you're going to be murdered. And they're banging on the door for her to get out. She comes out of the cabin sobbing and shooting
blindly,
blindly
eyes closed, I want to say.
Eyes closed, girl.
Just shooting this gun. Clearly has never shot a gun before, ever.
Nope.
Oh, Tanya.
And successfully kills everybody.
Yeah, Yep, the whole thing. Except for that
So
one guy
impressive.
who was hiding behind, and then he swam to shore.
He swam to
for
shore.
his life.
He hopped off that boat screaming. Hope he makes it. Doesn't get eaten by a shark. That's a far fucking swim. But yeah, so proud of her. She kills everybody.
Yeah.
There was no struggle. She literally killed everybody. First shot. Boom.
Yes.
Down. Now you're down. Now you're down.
Yes, except Quentin.
Quentin's on his last legs. And all she cares about is Greg having an affair.
Did Greg have an affair? I knew it. Girl.
Oh my God. Still not not on planet Earth.
No.
She's still just
not why are you gonna murder me, or who hired you?
Who hired you?
Where is Greg? What's the truth? None of that. Did he cheat on me?
God, Tanya. Then Tanya spots the little dinghy off the side of the boat, and all she has to do, she don't have nothing in her hand, right?
Nope.
Free hands, free feet. All she has to do is hop down.
Wait, not free feet. She still has on her strappy high-heeled sandals.
Oh God, she does.
Then take her shoes off.
Damn, take her shoes off. All she has to do is hop maybe 8 feet, 10 feet.
And I don't know why she doesn't have to. Can't she just go downstairs?
That's what I was wondering too. Because the same place where the guy ran off the boat and swam, can't she hop down there and maybe skirt around the side?
How did Niccolo get up from there? I know he didn't hop 8 feet up. So
I don't know. One job, just make one hop. The most important hop of your life.
Yeah.
And she slips and falls off the side of the boat and drowns.
Yep. Hits her head and drowns.
Hits her head and drowns. Literally dies the only way she should die.
Yeah, that is so accurate for her.
It was so accurate.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So interesting to kill off a major character like this.
Oh, yeah.
And the audience is not even mad about it.
No,
really.
I know. That takes real writing skills, I would say.
Real skills, yeah. And just a great setup of this character.
Yeah.
We don't know that Tanya's at her end, but when she meets her end, it's okay, she was at her end. Yep. It makes sense. It felt complete. Now, at the end, we see kind of the beginning. Daphne comes across Tanya's dead body. And then we see everybody at the airport.
Yeah. So
we get Dom, Bert, and Albie all in unison look back at this pretty Italian woman as she's walking. So Albie ain't no different than his dad is.
Nope.
Nothing's changed. We see Daphne and Cameron and Harper and Ethan sitting separately, but both looking very happy in their couples. So that came to a nice little conclusion for Harper and Ethan. Got back at each other, and now all's well.
Yep.
Portia got on this ridiculous getup.
Portia looks like she's trying to hide herself, right? She's trying to be so
actively trying,
incognito, right? Actively trying, steal some sunglasses from the fucking Hudson bookstore or whatever the fuck, and then goes up to Albie and is like, "Hey, Albie," because she knows she looks like Portia. Girl. Oh my God.
So when you see someone trying to disguise themselves,
the straw visor with the scarf tied to the back.
Over the visor. So hideous. Ugh.
In the same clothes.
Same clothes, 10 different colors she got on. And then the scarf brought in a new color. It was brown.
Why is there a scarf over your bob that's hanging out the visor? And why didn't you make that scarf a shirt?
Or that, yeah.
She didn't even change her clothes up.
She should have changed her clothes, because people are looking for you. They're gonna, what was she wearing?
Right.
This is one of the first questions they're gonna ask around.
If you don't get an I Heart Italia shirt and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. And tie your head up. Why put the scarf over the hat? Just tie your hair under the scarf.
Over the bob.
Your hair. Yeah. Portia don't know what the hell she's doing. She's still lost.
Yes. And no, she's lost because she says, "Hey, Albie." Not it's Portia.
Right.
I'm here. It's me.
Oh my God. Walk straight up to Albie. He tells her that someone at the hotel drowned, and then they found a bunch of dead bodies on the yacht. So she knows Tanya, who's also not answering her phone, is dead.
Yep.
And, you know, she says how Palermo wasn't great. The guy she was with was crazy. He admits he got played. They decide to exchange numbers. Came full circle.
It did.
These two.
Yeah, it did. They look so pathetic, the two of them.
They look so pathetic, both of them. Losers. Like they lost.
Oh, they just look so sorry. Yeah, like they just and they both.
But they also are losers.
I know. They both wanted the same thing, and they
right. He's out of $50K and got fully played by an Italian hooker. And then Portia almost lost her life. Trying to chase adventure, you know? Now she's hiding from the authorities, trying to make it on this plane before getting caught. Like, oh my God. And we end the episode. We see Lucia and Mia strolling through town. She stop and hug and kiss her pimp, who was in on the whole fucking plan. And they just ride off into the sunset in the streets of Taormina.
Yep.
And that was White Lotus season 2.
Love it. That was the best for me, that it didn't end at the airport. It ended with Lucia and Mia just getting off. Like, you don't know where their adventure is going to go.
No.
You don't even know how much money they have left after they paid that guy. But you know that they feel so fancy and free. Mia got a new job. Lucia got a new little investment. And they are in their new fabulous clothes. Never to be seen again. And also, that guy, he was part of the whole thing. They didn't pay him anything. I'm sure they paid him something. They probably paid him something.
Not the money that he was owed or whatever. Like, he was her friend. He probably just cut him a little slice of something.
Yep.
So great ending. Great ending for all of the couples, but also just ending on that note with Lucia and Mia. Like the locals coming out on top.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Justine, what did we learn?
He's a smart guy.
So is Mike White better at writing women or men?
Oh, right.
I think he's better at writing women because the men had no presence without the women, even the gay ones. In this series, particularly in this season. So I do still think it's women, but I think the men were so accurately portrayed this season. I thought the 3 generations looking back at the woman, that was so typical.
Very,
Oh my God, we even saw it. Oh my God, we saw it with every episode of that Dear Future Wifey podcast. This generational curse of nastiness that tends to float by a lot of men, straight men in their generations. Ethan and Cameron fighting in the water, real accurate. They didn't even fight to the death.
No.
Just whack.
Yeah.
So I still think it's women.
I think he did a great job just writing overall. I don't know if I can even choose, because I feel like the characters this season were just so interesting and complex. Like Daphne as a character, just the layers to that character, so interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to follow her when she got home.
Yeah, I wanted to follow this woman because she seems so unbothered, unscathed. But how could that person be unscathed when she's married to a monster?
Yes, and that's the question you always want to answer when she retaliates. Right? So I want to see, how much time are you spending with this trainer?
Right.
What are you doing? Where's Cameron? Where do you think? Because you guys are in constant communication. They're always talking all the time.
All the time.
So, how does that work? And then you never really leave with a full answer about Daphne's life. You always question, but how does she do it?
How does she do it and seem so unbothered? So that character just so complex and layered, because she's not as hapless as she gives. This is a complicated woman.
That's part of it too. That whole act is also a part of her whole
completely. Yeah. I think he just did a tremendous job with a lot of the female characters this season for sure, but the men I also found really interesting too. Like the 3 generations, just all the conversation from them, just how they define their worth as men, and a lot of it comes down to money. And for Albie, he's trying to create his own little guiding pathway of being more self-righteous, but then in the end he just comes right back to the money. And that's what's gonna buy Lucia into liking him or something. I don't know. But yeah, really, I just love this season so much. And I think he does a much better job of writing the women in this season than season 3.
Yeah, you had real beef with Chelsea's presence.
Chelsea's character, the whole character was so wacky.
I thought the 3 friends made up for a lot.
Yeah.
And Parker Posey.
More. And Parker Posey was really interesting too.
And the daughter.
And Piper.
Piper. I thought all of them were really good. But Chelsea and then also Lisa. Oh gosh, what was her name in the show?
Chelsea and Mook.
Yeah.
Useless.
They could
the two of them, the pair of them. Useless. Oh my God. I would never think that same guy wrote this season.
Oh, you wouldn't?
2.
You wouldn't?
Just the level of Mook and Chelsea compared to any of the women of this season, I would not think is the same writer.
I would want Chelsea to have the same kind of friend as Lucia and Mia, where they have that same kind of empowerment. And oh my God, Chloe was not empowering to Chelsea the way that Lucia was empowering to Mia.
Okay.
I would have liked to see that out of them, but we didn't get to see that.
We didn't get to see that. So, yeah. My question, can going tit for tat ever truly solve a conflict in a relationship? So we kind of see Ethan and Harper happy at the end in the airport, and they did a lot of tit for tat. Harper maybe fucked Cameron in his eyes. Ethan maybe fucked an Italian hooker in her eyes.
Yeah.
Yep. Ethan also secretly went a step further and maybe hooked up with Daphne, which only they know about. And so I think in their circumstance of this tit for tat, in their head, they're even now. And so they're at peace. And also they're kind of playing into like what the other person doesn't know won't kill them. And that is like working in this conflict. It's solving the conflict, honestly. I don't know if it will solve all of their issues. We kind of see them like skim the surface of like getting into their sexual issues. But I think this tit for tat, this back and forth, what it at least did for them was open up a more honest conversation between what the hell is going on between them and their attraction. And I don't know if they would have gotten there if not for this back and forth tit for tat shit that Harper kind of started.
That's true. Yeah. And their imperfections. I think they came in thinking that they were so much more perfect than Cameron and Daphne, because they always thought that Cameron and Daphne were hiding something. And then it became clear that the both of them were hiding something. They were like, wait, we're no better than them.
Yeah, exactly. And then, with Cameron and Daphne, you see the tit for tat works wonders.
Oh, yeah. That's the only way they can survive.
They can survive. But it's interesting in their dynamic, only Daphne seems to be keeping score.
Oh.
Because Cameron, I don't know if he knows how much of the lickbacks that Daphne's been getting.
Acquiring.
She's kind of keeping her own score, and she just continues to show up happy and unbothered for him. That's what it gives. We don't really get any like side conversations, about them. But I think the tit for tat is helping her maintain this relationship without completely losing her mind. So in general, I don't think tit for tat usually does well, but in this show, like it's somehow you wrote it in a way that like it works.
Yeah.
And they're both leaving. Both couples are leaving happy and in love and like smiling at each other in the airport.
Yeah. And is it like a wealthy people problem? That's what I was left with this season. Is that tit for tat just a wealthy people issue? And when you have so much power and so much money, and you have so much freedom because you have all this access with all this money, right? You could be like, oh, I just rented this whole house in Noto for a day. If she didn't have that kind of money and access, she couldn't get this tit for tat.
Yeah.
Right?
True. Yeah. That is true. Or it would be harder for her to like come up with a retaliation that would feel worthy enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would like to see it in a different dynamic. Because I'm sure it exists. But
yeah. But let us know what y'all think of the season finale. This was so fun to do. Sound off in the comments on Patreon. Join us on Patreon for couples therapy on Friday. And we're still watching Love is Blind Habibi on Thursdays. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.